Morning. I should hope you are well and welcome to this course, which is Introduction to Cyber Security. Right, so you will go again on Microsoft platform, right, and search for a course called Microsoft CS-900. Microsoft CS-900. That is the course that you are going to be looking at. Right, Microsoft CS-900. Right, so you will go on Google, right, and type Microsoft CS-900, right. Then it takes you here, Microsoft CS-900, right? And when you get to the Microsoft CS-900, I just want you to read the introduction part of it, right? So you can see that there is an introduction here, right? And we want to go through these chapters one by one, introducing people to cybersecurity. We want to know why cybersecurity is important and why we should be aware of computer security in our day-to-day lives. We are using our phones, we are using computers, and we are all connected to the connected to the network, right? So we want to know, right, why we should be aware of cyber security, right? So please just open the introduction part of it. I just want to give people a few minutes to go through the introduction, and then we want to go through those things together. Right. I should hope you went through that, and we just want to have a discussion, right, regarding cyber security. Right, these days, people are talking more and more about cyber security. And the question is, what is cyber security? That is the question that we should be asking ourselves first, and then understand what cyber security is, so that whatever we are going from now onwards, we know exactly what it is. So we just want to define cyber security. But before we define cyber security, let us understand what is happening first. Right, what is happening first? We are using computers these days to access the internet. On the internet, there are so many things that we are doing. We are doing online shopping. We are going to sites like Temu, sites like Shin, sites like Take-A-Lot. We are even going to buy online from Pick and Pay and other shops. We are doing it online. We are also doing our banking online, where we log on to our banking apps, right? And then we start doing our banking business. So if I log in now at Standard Bank, right, I will put in my user account and the password, right, and then I start doing my banking. We are also doing all these things on our phones, right? We do have apps, different apps that we are using on our phones. We have got banking apps. We do have e-commerce apps that we are using to, accomplish day-to-day tasks. Now, ask yourself, how many times have you heard someone saying, my WhatsApp has been hacked, or my emails have been hacked, or my computers, or my bank account has been hacked? You log into your banking account one day and you see that your money is no longer there. The account has been cleaned, everything is gone. So many things are happening. How many times have you heard that this company has been hacked? So many other things have happened. How many times have you heard that a website has been hacked? People hacked into a website and posted whatever they wanted on that website, right? And we are saying we need to protect ourselves on those things, right? We need to protect ourselves on those things. And how do we protect ourselves? I know so many people will talk about antiviruses, and that is protection. That is correct. It's true that I can install an antivirus on my machine or on my phone, and I have protected myself. However, that is not all. Antivirus is a part of the protection. It's not everything. So we now have, or we always had, cyber security. So the question is, what is cyber security? Right, that is the question we should be asking ourselves. What is cyber security? So cyber security are the control measures that we put to protect ourselves against attacks. That is cybersecurity. Cybersecurity are the controls that we put to protect ourselves against attacks. And which attacks are we referring to here? We are referring to these hacking attacks. We are referring to the antivirus, to the viruses that comes to attack our computers. We are referring to protection against those people who wants to come and steal our information. Those people who wants to come and come into our computers unauthorized and then attack our documents. They can change our documents, they can delete them, they can lock the documents so that we cannot open them, and they start demanding a ransom and say, for us to give you back your documents, pay us 1 million. You might have heard the word ransom, right? The word ransom. So there are so many things that are happening, of which if you Google, right, cyber attack cases, right, cyber attack cases, right, you can read through, right, different attacks that have been done to different companies, right? So you do have cyber attacks incidents or attack cases, right? You will see that companies are being attacked out there. And it's not a company only that is being attacked, right? You can go through these attacks, right? Just go cyber attacks, right? And then we just want to have a discussion regarding those attacks. Use maybe only 4 minutes, right, to just browse through on your machine, right, the different attacks that has happened, and we continue. I just want to also take a charger. I see my battery is draining out. Just take 4 minutes and look at the attacks that are happening. Right. I should hope you just went through and saw these attacks. Right. But coming on to the ones that I have opened myself. Right. Look at this one. Right. Robert Tepan Morris made the first internet computer worm in history. He was a student at Cornell University. Although Mr. Morris claimed he did it to explore the size of the cyberspace, it soon evolved into a virus that caused 10 to 100 million, right, in damage repairs. Then we've got this one who caused a 1.2 billion damage. Then we do have these ones. They do not have some figures, but if you look at the figures of cyber security, right, every year, companies, right, in total are losing billions. Us as individuals also, we are not being spared. It is your right to do your computing without any challenges. You should be able to use your WhatsApp with fear. You should be able to log into your bank without fear. It is able to do any other business on the internet without fear. But the reality is that we do have people who are malicious, people who have a malicious intent. Just like in your normal lives, you should be able to walk freely without fearing that someone will come and snatch your phone. You should be staying at your house without, fear that people will come and steal your things, right? Women should be free to walk around without fear that no one will rape them. But the reality is we do have people who are malicious, people who have an evil intention. They go around snatching phones. They go around killing people. They go around raping women. So we are saying we have to now face reality. As much as it is our right to stay without us being as much as we want to go around without fear of being attacked, with fear of being, made at ETC, that is our right. But the reality is we have got those people who are doing that, right? We do have a reality of those people. And we have to protect ourselves, right? If you are walking around with your phone, you have to be on alert, right? At your house, you have to make sure you put a wall around your house, you put all other security measures, right, to prevent people from breaking into your house. And you other measures to protect yourself. So we are saying, that is the same with cyber security. As much as we have our computers and it's our right to do whatever we want with our computer, there are people who want to make life difficult for you. They want to destroy your files. They want to make sure that you are not able to log in to your files. and do whatever you want with your applications. There are people who are out there, and they want to make sure that you are always frustrated. And cybersecurity now comes to say, let us come and protect ourselves from these people by using various controls, by using different methods and following best practices. So it is not about an antivirus only on your device and you think you are secure. They say if you put an antivirus on your device, you are 80% or 90% secure, which means you can still be attacked even if you have an antivirus. There are steps, practices that you need to put right so that you can get full protection. So we are going to be looking at different things here that are in this introductory course. Right. So we are going to start with what is called the shared responsibility model. That is what we are going to start with. Right. Shared responsibility model. Right. So to those who have not yet logged into Microsoft, right, we are doing the, I'll go right from the beginning, right. We are doing the Microsoft, Microsoft, right, CS-900, right, CS meaning cybersecurity. So if you go to Microsoft CS-900, right, this is the course, security, compliance, and identity fundamentals. Right, so it will take you here. When you are here, right, there is this overview, right, and you can see we do have the course here, and we do have some modules that we will be going through. So you'll go on start the course, right, continue self-directed learning, right, and it will take you here, right. So if you go there, then it does take you, right, and you go through this course. So we are going to start with this introduction to security, compliance, and security and identity concepts, right? That is what we wanna look at, right? So describe security and compliance concepts. You go ahead. No, it's actually you have moved to Unit 3. I want Unit 2, the shared responsibility. Right. Now, you will see that because of what is called cloud computing, right? What is called cloud computing, companies are moving all their stuff into the cloud. Is there anyone who can tell me what they understand with cloud computing? Do we have computers in the cloud, or what's happening? You hear people talking about cloud computing, right? Anyone who has an idea of what is called cloud computing? Cloud computing. Okay, so when it comes to cloud computing, we are referring to computing or to computing resources that are accessed in the internet, right? Cloud computing has been around for some time, and we are referring to those resources that are accessed in the cloud as cloud computing, right? So what really happens is, I will give you an example of cloud computing. Your Gmail and your Google Drive, it's cloud computing, right? Your Gmail and Google Drive, it's cloud computing. So you do save your data in Google Drive. You do have your emails. You don't know exactly where those things are, but what you know is if you come on on Google, right, and you put in your username and address, you are able to access your emails. That's what you know. If you put your username and password, you are able to access your emails just like this, right? In your Google Drive, you upload your data in Google Drive and you access your data in Google Drive. But if I am to ask people, where are your emails as now? And where is your data that you are uploading to Google? Where exactly is it being stored? Right? No one can tell me exactly where, but you access those things through the internet. So that is cloud computing. It's an example of cloud computing, right? We are able to access so many applications or so many services, right? By just going to the email, to the internet, and we go to a certain site and then we access those services, right? So that is cloud computing, and they do have different models, right, that they use for cloud computing, which I am going to throw on the group. Just want people to tell me what are those, right? Just want to tell people. I just want people to tell me what are those, right? So you will do like a small research as we go, right? What are those, right? What are the above services, right, in cloud computing? This is in relation to cloud computing, right? So you will tell me what are those, right? But now we have what they are calling the shared responsibility model. So SAS is called software as a service, platform as a service, infrastructure as a service, and on premises, right? But you will tell me what are those, and you can see they are written here, right? Now, when you are working in the cloud, right, you do have a responsibility, right? You do have some responsibilities. This is what we want to look at as shared responsibility. So let me make it simple, right? On the shared responsibility, let me make it simple, right? Let us say you have your house, right? You have a house, and you do have a door at your house, right? Let's say that's the door, and you do have some windows, at your house, right? You do have some windows at your house. And then you say, I want security here. Then you call a company to come and put a wall at your house. So the company will come and put a wall at your house. And they will also put a gate at your house, right? So they've put a gate at your house, and now you have a wall. And then you ask a company to come and put some door screen and some burglar bars at your windows, right? And then you go also ahead and put an alarm system inside your house. So you will have those sensors inside your house, right? And also maybe in your yard, right? You put some sensors which can detect people who are walking on your yard. So you now have security, right? So the company has had a responsibility of putting that wall. The company had a responsibility of putting the alarm. The company had a responsibility of putting the screens and the burglars. You can even put some cameras, right? Also around, right? That company that you have hired has got a responsibility of putting all those things for your house. But now, the thing is, if you do not lock your gate, right? The gate is there, but if you don't lock the gate, thieves will still come in. If you do not lock this screen door and the door itself, thieves will still come in. If you do not turn your alarm system on, thieves will still come in, right? If you have got cameras, if you don't turn them on, those cameras, thieves will still come in. So in that case, you cannot blame the company that put all these things to say, I was robbed, I'm not secure. No, you did not play your part. If you have a wall around your house and a gate, it is your responsibility to lock the gate. It is your responsibility to turn the alarm system on. It is your responsibility to turn the cameras on and check them regularly. That is your responsibility. The company's responsibility is to put the wall and to put the gate and to put everything. From there, you take over, right? From there, you take over. So in the cloud, we do have exactly like that, what is called a shared responsibility model, whereby Google, right, has got a responsibility of making sure that your data is safe wherever they keep it. They do have what they are called data centers. They do have that responsibility to make sure that your data is safe, right? They put all the securities that they can. So that is their responsibility. But you also have a responsibility yourself to make sure that when you create a password to log into Google, you create a safe password. You have a responsibility to make sure that your Google account, right, is always protected. It's not Google that does that. Google has given you the tools for you to put in a strong password. And if you don't put a password and get hacked, then that is your problem. Google has given you a chance to use what is called two-factor authentication, which most people don't want to use. With two-factor authentication, we are saying you put in your password and then either Google send you an OTP, or you are required also to use your finger biometric to complete the login process. Right. So Google has got a responsibility. You have a responsibility. So we say it's a shared responsibility model. If we go into the cloud, they use these different services. Infrastructure as a service, where you are given the chance, right, to use their infrastructure, which is their virtual machines, their operating systems, their applications, and. We are saying whatever is in blue, right, you have got access to. That is your responsibility, right? Whatever is in blue. Then whatever is in gray, right, the company that is hosting the cloud, for example, Google, will look at all those things. So if you are using what we call software as a service, right, we are saying Google, right, does manage some things from their side, and you also manage some things on your side. So, for example, software as a service, all these things that are in gray, that is managed by Google. So they are responsible for that. Above that, you manage your accounts, you manage your mobile devices, you manage your information and data. If we are using platform as a service, Google manage the data center, the network, the host, the operating system, and on the network controls, it's half-half. There is a part that you manage on the network. There is a part that Google manages on the network. Applications, there is a part that you manage. There is a part that Google manage. With identity, when we talk about identity, we are referring to the authentication that happens when you use your username and password. We call it identity. Google or Microsoft has got a responsibility. And what is that responsibility? Microsoft allows you to create your username. They allow you to create your password, and they give you that option to say, go ahead and create your username, go ahead and create your password. So that is their part. You are responsible for creating the username. You are responsible for creating the password, which is strong. And whatever is above, that is you. Under infrastructure as a service, Microsoft will have responsibility of the data center, the physical network, and the host. And you do have all these responsibilities. When it comes to what we call on-premise, that is a company that is keeping their own servers, their own data. They are not in the cloud, right? This company is not in the cloud. And you hear people saying a server room, right? It means that company has got everything on their premises. They are not in the cloud, so they are responsible for everything. But their servers, they are responsible for their computers, for their data, and so forth. So when people are in the cloud, right, working in the cloud, we use different modes to access the cloud. And the post that I did on WhatsApp, right, please don't copy and paste here. Right, I know exactly what is here, and I do not want to see these things because I can come here and read on my own. So don't post or copy and paste what is here. Do your own research, right? And in your own words, explain what these things are. That is what I want to see on the post, right? So that is what we call the shared responsibility model in security. Those people who are giving us access to the cloud, which are called the cloud providers, you've got a responsibility. You, as a user, you've got a responsibility. And we call that a shared responsibility model, right? Shared responsibility model, which is this one. Just like the house, just like the house example, right? So, yeah. I say it in vain. No, or it's in door. Okay, fine. So that is what we call the shared responsibility model, right, in security. You play your part, and I play mine, and the company plays their part, right? Going on Microsoft, right, Microsoft does provide those cloud services, and they have to play their part. And you, as a user, you have to play your part, right? So this course is not about cloud computing. It will be beneficial for you, right? Just to, do a Google search and say cloud computing and understand exactly what is cloud computing, because everyone is going in the cloud these days. Right. And that is number one, that you will search for your own. This is just for you to enhance your knowledge. It's not part of this course. The second thing that you will search for, who are the cloud providers, right? Who are the cloud providers, right? You will see that we have got Microsoft here, we have got AWS here, we have got Huawei, we have got Oracle, right? Those are the cloud providers. And what do we mean when we say cloud providers? When we say cloud providers, we are saying those are the people that has got the infrastructure that we can use in cloud computing, which means you can go on Microsoft and create a storage, just like Google Drive. Some of you might be using what is called OneDrive from Microsoft. That is cloud storage. Google Drive is cloud storage because you are storing your data in the cloud. AWS does have those things also. And there are applications and things that you can do in the cloud without having your own computers. So go ahead and search what is cloud computing and who are the cloud providers. But as I said, it's not part of this course, but it's a good thing for you to know. Right. So moving on, right, we spoke about guys who does attack our networks. Guys who do attack our computers. Guys who do attack our apps on the phone. So we just want to look at defense in depth. What do we mean when we say defense? If we go back to the example of the house that I gave you, right? When you put a wall on your house, when you put cameras on your house, when you put burglar bars on your house, some will even go on to hire a security guard to look after the house. What are you doing there? You are defending yourself against thieves, right? That is what you are doing, defending yourselves against thieves. So, in cybersecurity, right, we are defending ourselves against the attackers. And the attackers are not just only human beings. The attackers can be viruses. They do attack our networks, right? So we do put defense on our networks, defense on our systems, defense on our devices. And that is what we mean when we say putting defense. So we do have different defenses that we can put. So we do have a list of defenses here, right? We do have physical, right, defense, whereby we put things like walls, whereby we put access controls that will stop people from stealing our devices, even our gadgets, right? So it's just like at your house, right? If you put a wall around your house like this, this is physical defense that you are putting to stop people from even accessing your house. This is what we call physical security. Now, with companies, they keep what are called servers, right? They keep what are called servers. And servers, they need to be protected because thieves can simply come and steal those servers and go away with them. So we need to put physical defense, right? We need to put physical defense. It does also include things like security guards, right? Things like biometric controls, whereby you open a gate with your finger and making sure that only authorized people access the data center or the server room, right, where you are keeping your data. Then we do have what is called identity and access security controls, where you now use different things to log in to the systems. For example, on your computer, you use a password and a username. There are companies that will tell you that, well, you put in a username and password, and then on your phone, you receive an OTP. Some will say, no, you log in with your face. Some will say, no, you log in with your fingers, right? And you can get a combination of those, right? So we call that identity and access control. Just like when you go to the ATM machine to withdraw some money, you need to put in your bank card in there, and then your password. That is how you are identified that it's you. So that is part of identity and access security controls. We do have what is called perimeter security of your network. Companies, they use networks. They want to protect those networks. You might have heard people talking about firewalls, right? Firewalls, right? And we are saying a firewall is something that does protect your network. And we also have what we call ports on the computers that we need to open and close. And those ports, right, will help us to stop people from coming in. Application layer security, right, we do have our applications that we use, our Word, our PowerPoint, our WhatsApps, etc. Right, they need security to stop hackers from accessing data that is within our applications. Then we do have what is called a data layer security, which is security that is put in place to protect our data. So at the end, we have what is called a layered security, right? Layered security. So we are saying the person, right, he has to pass through so many stages to get to where they want. And those people, they don't have that time. And the more security controls that we put, the better, right? For example, if we come back on here, on our house, we are saying for a thief to get inside our house, they have to get through the gate first. So if it's locked, then it's a challenge, right, for the thief. Maybe they will jump. When they jump, then there are cameras also that are there and the alarm system. When they pass through that yard, they need to break onto our door screen. After breaking through our door screen, they need to break the door itself before they get into the house. If they get into the house, there is an alarm again, and there are cameras. So we put so many controls that makes it difficult for the thief to go into our house. And we call that layered security because they have to move from one security to another, passing through all those controls that we have put in place. So, likewise, within our computer systems, we also have things like this, which is called the layered security, right? People or hackers have to pass through different layers until they get to the data. So this makes it difficult for them to get to the data. We put so many things that makes it difficult for them to get there. And what are we trying to protect there? We are trying to protect the confidentiality of our data. We are trying to protect the integrity of our data. And we want to make our data available to those people who must have access to that data, right? So that is basically cyber security, right? And that is why I said in the beginning, it is not only one thing like an antivirus. No, we put different securities, and there are also procedures that must be followed when people are working. You might have heard people saying, please do not click unknown links. Do not click emails that have got malicious links on them. That's a procedure. So we are saying the security controls plus the best practice procedures, they will give us security, right? They will give us security. So we must not think security just as a username and password plus an antivirus. Those things are part of security, right? They are part of security. So that is security, right? And that is cyber security, right? We have what is called a zero trust model, right? We have what is called a zero trust model, right? What do we mean when we say zero trust model? We are saying in computers, right, assume that you have nothing that is protecting your company. Just like this house, right? Just you assume that you have got nothing that is protecting your house. No wall, no cameras, no burglars, right? You have got nothing. And you want to make sure that you are protected against all those things, right? So, number one, it also means not trusting anyone, even your friend, because you don't know what they are thinking, right? We need to give people access to only what they need to access. We need to make sure that everyone who logs into a system is authenticated and authorized. So there are some usernames that are created, and when people have been authorized, have been authenticated, right, they must be authorized to get somewhere in your network. To explain that in simple terms, we are saying at your house, right, you do have friends, relatives, and so on who come to your house. However, when people come to your house, right, they don't go everywhere in your house. You will have your bedrooms, you will have your bathrooms, you will have your kitchen, and so forth. So when people come inside your gate, it does not mean that they now have access to go to your bedroom or to anywhere in your house, right? They are only authorized to go somewhere, maybe in your yard only, or they will come and sit in your lounge. The bedrooms, they are not. So that is now authentication. Authentication is to let someone in the yard, right? But authorization is now, where do they go after they have gone into your yard? Authentication, again, it's to allow you to go inside the yard, right? Yes, I am now inside the yard, but what am I authorized to do when I am inside the yard? That is exactly the same that happens when you log into your computer, right? So at a company network, you are given authentication, log into the company network, right? But now, what do you do when you are inside the company network? There are things that you are authorized to do, right? So that is authentication and authorization, right? So zero trust, it means no one has got access to everything, right? When you log into the network, right, you are given things that you are authorized to do, and you do that only, right? You don't go beyond that. That is controlled through access, right? That is controlled through access. So you verify, that is to authenticate, then we give you access to only what you need, and we always are suspicious of anyone, right? You are always suspicious of everyone, right? You should be suspicious when you are at a company, even if your girlfriend is working with you or your boyfriend is working with you. When it comes to computers, be suspicious of your girlfriend, be suspicious of your boyfriend, and make sure that people are given only access to what they want. So we do have these 6 pillars, identities, where we use our username and passwords, right? Devices, those devices that we use. Then applications, those are the softwares that we use. Data, infrastructure, and network. All these things should be protected, right? All these things should be protected, and there are ways to protect all of those things, right? So those are the 6 pillars, right, of cloud computing, right? So I am going to pause here a bit. Well, that will be an LT that you will get. But when we come back at 11:30, right, I want people to tell me, or people would have posted already, either on WhatsApp group or on this platform, on what are those things. And I can see there are people who are already posting. Thank you. Right, we just want to discuss these things again. They are part of cloud computing, right? Let's see what these things are, right? Let's see what these things are. Software as a service, platform as a service, and infrastructure as a service, and a data center. What are these things? That's what we are going to be discussing.
This one